See, we know how to create an Aura component, right? And also we know, like, we know how to create Aura components, and we know how to see the output of that one. And we have been represented that Aura component as a tabs, as a quick actions on the record detail pages. We showed something else, and we hold the data also in the Lightning component as part of variables. And we set the data as in hard codedly or dynamically. And today we'll see some more stuff. Okay, this is very important. This is your Lightning component. Okay, this is force.com server, and this is a database. So this is a force.com server, and this is a database. Okay, before coming to the Lightning part, okay, on Visualforce page, what you have done, let's remember. Okay, so through your Visualforce page, you write a code or UI code. Okay, whatever the data is available here onto the respective object, let's say leads or contacts or whatever it may be. Okay, so you brought these contacts from database to Aura component and displaying here, right, in Visualforce page. How you have done? It's a combination of Apex class plus Visualforce page, right, as a custom controller. It's a combination, right? So today we'll also do the same stuff. The same thing what we have been done uh, onto the Visualforce page. We also do the same thing inside a Lightning component. Okay, first we'll made a request to the server, to the database. So database will fetch it and it will return back the results. Okay, it will return back the results. The concept is like, interacting with the force.com servers databases and fetch the data. So I want to bring the contacts data into my program, into my Lightning component. So that is the only theme what we are having today. So to do that, we need a Aura component. First of all, we need an Aura component first. So this is a component where it shows all the contacts, show all contacts. Okay, component. You can make it as a Lightning tab. So I want to use it as a Lightning tab. This one, when you click on the Lightning tab, okay, I want to show this option. So we know that this is a bundle, and this is a starting tag of your Aura component, and this is interface. This is interface always tells you like on which where you are. Okay, so now this one. So so in on part of click off button, okay, I want to show I want to bring the contacts what are available in my organization. So now here, come here and open that library. Open this component library. It should be a site for you because we are going to refer. Now I want to use the buttons here. Whatever the button you want, you can choose it. I'll go for this branded button. Copy this one. So my UI is very simple. On click of button, reach the force.com server and bring the contacts data and show it here onto the screen. That's it. So this is a button code. Okay. You can change the name. Show all leads. Okay. So this is a brand action. Okay. You can change this title leads. So when you click on this button, this function is going to be executed. You can change this name to the your own defined method name, whatever you want. Okay. Get leads function. So this function is not available, and there is a communication from this component to the controller. Okay, just click on the controller. Okay, today also we are looking onto the controller. There is a connectivity between this component controller. All these both are client side part. Okay. So when you click on this button, this controller will come into the picture, and here you have been written your script. Okay, which has a function component, event, and helper. These are very, very important stuff. So when you click on this button, so on click right, it will check for the function where it is. So it goes direct straight forward, it will goes here. Now the component is ready. Okay. Now I want to bring the data. So to bring the data, you know, you need a lightning component. You need a lightning component. At the same time, you want an Apex class. Because in this Apex class, I will write query to bring the data, and I want to supply it here. So before going this complete example, okay, it's the same thing only. Let me check how can I maintain a communication between lightning component and an Apex class. Once I came to know how to use a communication between these two, then I can go and construct this example very simply. Let us see. This is the only concept. Like, we know how to create a lightning component. Today concept is when you introduced an Apex class, how you are maintaining a bonding between these two. There is no scope for a UI part again. Okay, concentrate on binding things. So let us say, for example, I want to interact with an Apex class when you click on this button. Okay, so how you can do that one means create an Apex class first. So leads lightning controller. Public class, this is a class name. Okay, so generally you can declare a method like this: public static string get some data. Okay, return switch tech. See, this is a class and this is a method, and this method has some return type, and it is returning this option, and it is returning this option. Again, class, method, return type, static method, and it is returning this string value. This string value I have to return back to an controller. This string value I have to return back to an lightning component. How you can do means, again, we are going to use the annotation called as aura enabled. If you want to expose this method inside a lightning components, means you have to use an attribute called as you have to use an annotation called as aura enabled. This is very important. If you want to use this method inside your lightning component, okay, you are using aura enable. Okay, So now, so how you converted, see how you associated your visual force page and your lightning component, your visual force page and your Apex classes. So whenever you write an visual force page, there you mention some controller, right? If you remember, you mentioned like this controller, and you will give some Apex class name, right? You will give some Apex class name. Similarly, on the lightning component, you have to give controller and give that Apex class name. What is that Apex class name? This one. Copy it, paste it here, right? Save this one. See, it saved successfully. Simple thing, right? See, if you want to interact your lightning component with an Apex class, you have to use a keyword called controller. We did the same thing inside a visual force space, the same stuff we are doing inside a lightning component. Okay, controller. Now a connection has been placed between these two components. Connection has been placed. Now on clicking of button, I want to reach this method. I want to bring this data back. Okay, on clicking of that button. So how you can bring? So there is a function here. First of all, you have to identify this method. How you will identify? With this component, you have to write like this: component dot get off c dot this method name, right? When this method is visible means you have to put this annotation R enable, then only it will be visible. Okay, c dot. So you're getting some values and you can store it in one of the reference. I just stored it as in the part of action. This is very important. Here C is nothing but this client side controller. This C is nothing but client side controller. Okay, got the point? That means this controller. Got it? So prerequisites, you have to give a controller name and you have to give the like this. So the next you have to use like this: action dot set callback. Okay, this is very important. This comma function response open brace and close brace. Okay. Yeah. So function response set callback this comma function response, whatever the response you're getting, you can use it from here. Okay, this is what we can do. So generally after this you have to use $a dot action and you have to put this action here. Save this one. Yeah, what it's saying? Spelling mistake. Function. Okay, spelling mistake is there. Right? Save this one. So these are prerequisites. See, 4 steps are very important. First, you have to declare a controller, and in an Apex class, your method must be R enabled. And in your JS, first you have to write this option, and this option is a mandatory. And this is a return callback. That means whatever the response, whatever the data it is sending back, you will have that into the callback. Actually, if you want to know like how the communication is going on, where is the point of reference means, this is the point of reference. Okay, only these 4 steps is required to make a communication. That's what, don't ever concentrate on the UI. If you concentrated on the UI, something will be missed. Okay, so you have to concentrate on binding things. So yesterday we have hard coded a value and we have been dynamically assigned a value, right? Today we are assigning a value from the Apex class. Okay, the connectivity is like this controller and Apex class method should be R enabled. And here you have to write, you have to instantiate this and you have to use a set callback. Why we are using a callback means this method is returning some data. You want to handle that callback information. So that's why we are handling here. And this is a root cause for making a communication between these two. Okay. Now here, we will receive some information, right? So I like to store that into an attribute. So I know that return type value will be in the format of a string. Okay. So I capture this stuff. Come here and put this one component dot set of v dot continuation. Yesterday's concept only continuation. So here you have to populate a data. So to populate a data, there will be a certain options are there. So this response will have get state reference will be there, and this response will have get return value will be there. Capitals and small letters very carefully deal here, or else you will get an issue. This is a state, and this is a okay return response value. Okay, these two are the values. So here you have to check the condition if state double equal to success. If it is success, then only you have to assign a value. Then only you have to assign a value. So here you have to assign a value. So value is nothing but this return response. That means whatever the value it is coming, here you are going to be written it. Save this option. Right. See, let me change a little bit to get a better clarity. I'll change this one to the get string data from Apex. This is a button name I given. Okay. Title, when you hover on the button, it will show. So I just changed this stuff for our better understanding. Okay. So when you click on this button, it goes to this method. Okay. And you said that c dot get some data. This c is nothing but this one, and it goes here. Okay. And you mention get some data, and it goes here, and it will return it back. So that return function will be available here. Okay. So it has two things are there, state and the return value. Return value will have the string value whatever you are having and you're presenting here. So now we have a data value has been assigned here. Let me show data from Apex controller. So what is the data I got from Apex controller slash v dot this one. Save. So yesterday we have hard coded this value and we have been supplied this value from the controller. Okay, today we are supplying this value from the Apex class. That is a variation. See the variations. Observe the variation from previous class and this class. Okay. Now let me see the output of this one. How you can see the output. Okay. So this is a tab where you go and create. Scroll down. Okay, so come here and put show all contacts LTNG tab. Right, a tab has been created. Come here, show all contacts tab, click this one. See, you can see two buttons. So let me break this. So now it will break into the separate lines. Okay. So now when you click on this function, from Lightning component, it goes to the Apex class and it brings the data and it will bind it here. See, now this data is coming from Apex class, not from Lightning component or not hard coded value. That is some part of variation, right? So again, I repeat, see, this is a controller, Apex class. Okay, Apex class, this is Apex class. And this is Aura enabled method and it has a return type. Don't ask me what kind of a method it is because we already crossed those stuff. Okay, so this is a static method and this is a return type. Okay, and it is simple returning this text. Okay, and we captured this some part of little, it's a new code for you, please get habituated, but it's a common code. This is a common code in real time. Okay, if you want to make an interaction with an Apex, these are the syntaxes that you have to be follow. Okay, this line will access the method, this stuff will capture the return callback from that method. This is the actual purpose how we are making a communication with this only. Enqueue action, if you're not writing this option, it won't reach to the server. This is optional for us to handle the return callback action, but if you want to do something stuff, you want use this one. Okay, this is a way. Now let's coming back to our concept. So now we know that public static void get leads data. So how you will get the leads here? Leads are contacts. Contacts. So get contacts data. Okay. So how you will get contacts? Return type. Select ID comma last name comma first name comma phone from contact. So what are the contacts are there? I just want to bring it up and return value. So we are returning the list of contacts. We are not returning a single contact. We are returning the list of contacts. So return type will be a list. We already discussed about the return types where it handles the multiple data. So this is the stuff. And this method I'm going to be visible for in the Aura component. So definitely how to use it as Aura enabled. Okay. So now here there is a button. Okay. So when you click on this button, let me load this function. Now tell me, Apex class is there. Apex class method is there. You want to hit this one and you want to get this data. Now how can you write it? Simple. Component dot get off. What you are trying to get? I'm trying to get this method. Okay, where this method is available? It is available inside a controller. So C dot, save it. Now hold this reference in action. Okay. Right, definitely it will have a callback. I want to handle that callback. So call it as set callback. This comma function, and you want to handle the response back. And finally, we have to use this option. Save this. And definitely you will get a state by this response. We'll have a get state, and definitely we'll have a return value response dot get return value. Okay, response dot get return value. So these two are very important. So if this state is success, if this state is success, okay, if this state is success, now we want to store that data. So earlier we are getting a string value, right? Now we are getting a collection variable. So let's see how we can store a collection variables. So we are getting a contacts list, right? So the type is a list. See the variation. Till 10 minutes back, we are storing only, we are dealing with only single record, single data. Now we are dealing with a multiple. So that's why I'm using as a list. Component dot set of, that's v dot this one. So here you are getting the data. This is in the format of a list only. Okay, you can check that one. Even you can check this in the consoling part like this. You can check it. Console.log off. Okay, so there will be an option for us. So call it as JSON.stringify. So what are the response you can getting? It will be in the objective format. You cannot see that one directly. It is like a debug statement. It is like a debug statement. And we are opening this object. If you use a stringify, if you're using a stringify, JSON.stringify, it will open this object and it can see it. Okay. And what are the data it is there? It is assigned to this list. Now, I will get that information. No worries. Now I want to iterate those data and show one by one data. That means what are the data you queried that is in the loop right now, that is in the collection variable right now. Now you want to iterate that collection variable and get some data. You need not to be bothered. Salesforce is already given for us. Come here, type like a iterator. So call it as an Aura iterator. So Aura iterator is a function. Aura iterator is a component where you can iterate some certain things in a multiple times. It's like a for loop. Okay, it's like a for loop. Okay, I'll make it here inside this. See now, div is nothing but a frame here. Nothing is there. Forget about this div. Concentrate on this Aura iterator. Here you have to supply multiple values. Multiple values are available here. How you can supply? If you want to use this variable, same concept. $v dot this one. So that means this variable will have some certain data and you supplied, and every value is associated to this item. Now you can use this option. Item dot last name. So item dot last name. Okay. Similarly, so you'll get a first name, right? So this is a first name. See, exact dot to dot same must be available. Even if you change capitals and small letters, you won't see the output. Phone number. Phone number means Here, whatever the format you are having, supply it here. Okay. Right now I'm using the breaks. Okay, but no worries. Okay, no worries. We have a separate sections called it as layout. So in the SLDS, you will get it to know what exactly this div tags and everything. So, but you have to understand this is a kind of a for loop, and this is kind of a variable declarations. Okay, this is a kind of an action. Okay, this is kind of a collection variable, and this is each item whatever you have, you are going to be printed. So now when you click on this button, we will reach here. We are reaching here again. Get the data, come back, iterating and setting the values here. Okay, so this is what we can perform, right? So let me see the output of this. Reload this option. So just click on this show leads. See, we don't know whether data is coming or not. So now just click on right click, view inspect, click on console. Again, click on this option. So nothing is happened. Now let me reload this one multiple times. Click on this. So nothing is happening. So that means what? Let me check whether there is a connectivity is there or not. So this is the button show leads. This function name is a get leads function. Come here and put it. Everything is there. Actions. Get contacts. Change this name. No worries. Might be, what happens is it's a rendering issue with the browser. Let me refresh multiple times because the coding wise everything is correct. There is no problem here. Okay, there is no problem at all coding wise. Let us put a debug statement here for our understanding part. Reload multiple times. Sometimes you have to click on Control F5. Control F5 will clear the cache block from your browser. Fine. So when you click on this button, it reaches to the Apex server and it brings this data. No problem. Now click on show leads. See, the button has been clicked and it went to the one. Okay. It went to the one. That means obviously it will go here. Okay. It reaches this one. So might be there is a problem here in the response. So even we did not see this option as well. Okay. Even we did not see this option. So let us see what happens here. This is Apex class. The same Apex class. So let me do some debugging. Okay. So let us see. Might be this could be the problem. Okay. Check the capitals and small letters. So Yeah, it's a small letter. I just given it as a capital letter. Okay. Now refresh multiple times. Click on this show leads. See, we got one. Okay. And what is this? This is the data. This is the data what we are receiving from server. Okay. All these are nothing but a contacts data we are receiving from the server. Okay. But still the UI is not presented here. Let us see why the UI is not presented. See, earlier I just put it as a capital letter, even though it is not showing any error and the output is not came. Okay, so that is the problem. And see, if you see this success, earlier I given a capital S, here I'm giving a small s. Okay, still this is also not acceptable. See this. So that means what is my intention towards is you have to use, it's a very case sensitive. Okay, now I just make this as a, see, earlier we are having like a small letter. Now we are making as a capital letter. Now let us see the output. Now refresh multiple times. Okay. Show, okay, this is not show leads, show contacts actually. Click this option. See, we got all contacts in the back end. Okay, and we are presenting all contacts here on the foreground, right? So every contact we are showing. So that is a beauty. Change this name contacts because we are showing contacts. If you see this option, see, we brought the data of Salesforce into your program. You brought the single value, now you brought the multiple values. So see, these are the contacts that are available. Okay, so even why I put this JSON stringify means to check the results how the Apex is sending back to the, to check the results how the Apex is sending back to the Salesforce. How you open this one? Right click, inspect element, console. In a real time we use this stuffs directly. Okay, when you're working on the lightning part. Okay, see, if you observe this line of code, what we have written is, very simple. Okay, we wrote a query like this: list of contact con list equal to select id comma last name comma first name from contact. Okay, now you will get each and every contact, right? We will iterate this contact. How? Contact item con list. What you will do? System.debug last name equal to item dot last name. So you will write like this, right? Same code I have been written, boss. First name, phone. Same code I have been written. Okay, same code. So this query is in the Apex class. This for loop is in the Lightning component. So I just made a connectivity between these two and I brought the data. So this is the way you can do it. Not only this one, you can also do like this. Let's come here. So here I can pass some parameter. Okay. I will concatenate that name here. So I will pass parameter from Lightning component to your Apex class. Okay. So to get this one, let's come here. I will put another button. Okay. So the label of that one is passing param to Apex. Now I will pass data to Apex. Okay. I'm supplying data to your Apex class. You can write any kind of a method, but put a meaningful names. Okay. There is another button where I'm going to be create. Earlier we have been supplied only the single thing, right? Now let me supply this stuff. Completely paste it like this. Okay. Same stuff. Copy this class name, copy this method name, come here, put it here. Dot to dot same. Okay, dot to dot same. Okay. So dot to dot same. Now you want to pass some parameter from Lightning component to the Apex class. Okay, that means I want to pass something value here. What is here? Name is there, right? So you have to capture it. Okay. So before callback, you have to mention action dot set params. What is that? Set params. You have to declare like this. Okay. So what information you want to put? See, I'm passing parameter name. Some people write like this, no worries. Okay. Or you put a double quotes, no worries. Anything is fine. So, but what option you are going to put? Set params. See, I'm sending the params like this. So for this name, and I'm assigning a value, this Srikanth B, and it goes to the goes to the Apex class and will append to the return result and it will come back. Save this option. Now let us see. Okay. See, this method, this is a button. When you click, it brings only the switch deck. Okay. Now when you click this button, okay, when you click this button, along with switch deck, it will supply the parameter and it will bring that. See, it is bringing completely. So this is a para which I passed from my Lightning component to an Apex class, but that combination again, it will return back to the data. And this is like showing of all contacts. So this is the way where we are having a variations. Today, you have to complete this one at any cost. I don't know how you do it. Okay. Today, what we completely concentrated is connection between Apex class and Visual Force pages. Okay. So you'll face difficulty here in make of connectivity, but this is a common code for every time. So please make sure and please do it without fail. Okay. Without any syntactical issues. Okay. So this is very, very important. Simple strategy here. Build a Lightning component, build an Apex class, build a method, put Aura enabled. Go to the Lightning component, put controller and put that method name. You try to create a button or anything else, whatever it may be, come to the controller. Identify this method like this. Okay. So when you hit this method, definitely this method will call back, will return some results, right? You want to capture the results with the help of this one. You're making a call, right? This is a very important. This should be at the end. Okay. So this callback action need to be handled actually. Okay. You don't want to handle this callback action, remove it, no problem. Okay. But server call will be happened, but the server is returning the data back to you. You want to handle that into the UI, right? So at that time only, we will see this callback action. That's why the name is saying it's a callback, set callback. So this is what I would like to deliver today. This is called as communication between Lightning component controller, and we brought the data. Again, tomorrow also we will work on the same stuff. Okay, bringing the data and doing something stuff. Okay, but tomorrow I don't want to use Apex class. Without using Apex class, let us see how can I bring the data. Okay, so I will use one reference as a with Apex class and another reference as a without Apex class. Let us see. So okay, tomorrow we'll see that one. Okay, tomorrow what I will do, okay, see this. We will create a form like this. Save function. When you save it, it has to save in the database under the contact. So we'll do this one tomorrow. Okay, we will prepare a form like this and we'll fill up the data, and when you submit, okay, so this form will reach to the contact and it will store the data. Okay, so today whatever the data is there in the contact, we brought it into the Lightning component. Tomorrow we are trying to create a new data into the component. So that is the variations. Okay, understand this because no matter what kind of a project you are working, okay, these are the common and basic fundamentals. Okay, because you want to pass data to the server, you want to get data from server. Okay, all these are common stuffs. So please be concentrated and please be do it. Okay, so on Lightning, don't take Lightning as a light. Okay, if you take it as a light, then definitely in real time you'll get some problem. So at least we need regular practice of 6 hours on Lightning every day. So please try to do it that one. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's what I would like to deliver today. We'll see in the tomorrow sessions. Okay, so I'll post this video immediately. Get some hands on and get some questions actually. So people are not asking questions in the group. Okay, please ask questions means not interview questions, the concept what we have been deal today, because I don't know like whether people are you know following my sessions. I don't know, because we are in a virtual right now. We completely miss the monitoring. 100% we miss the monitoring. I don't know like people are following or not, but these are very very important. So but I believe in you because it's your career. Okay, so you have to do some practice. Forget about what are the rest of the things. Open the Lightning and follow the session by session and try to make it possible. Okay, thank you guys.